All right, here we go. Here we go. Once again, back to Leverage Nation, guys. Thanks for plugging in. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. On today's show, we have none other than Joe Loya, amazing entrepreneur, rock star, and all around good guy. I had the pleasure of connecting with Joe at the end of last year at an event, the Makings of Millionaire Mind Boot Camp. It was an amazing time. And guys, I'm just excited to have Joe on here tonight. He and I actually are working on a special project as well that we'll talk about that a little bit later. But Joe, can you tell our guests, can you tell our folks, our viewers who you are? Who is Joe Loya?
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you first and foremost. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for the offer, extending the offer, and just allowing me to be a part of this. This is amazing. Uh, I'm a fan of yours. Just I applaud you and I support everything that you do, and so I thank you. I thank you. Um, but to answer your question, I am a solopreneur at the moment, venturing in different ventures. God has just been opening doors that no man can shut, and
Yeah.
it's been amazing. These last few years, I've just been receptive, open, and He has been opening pathways and avenues that I did not plan for. I mean, here locally, most people will know me from the solar industry. That's where most people will know me from. I but I that's not I'm not just stuck to that. I mean, I anything to do with home improvements, I can help. Uh, just last year, God led me down a new path with the insurance. I passed my health and life uh, exam. So now I'm licensed to sell insurance, health and life. Uh, I've been a published author, public speaker. So it's been amazing. Blessed.
That's right. Yeah, man. It has been amazing to connect with you, Joe. As I mentioned, we met in November, and I got to hear a little bit of your story then, and then again in March when we connected at Sticker Shock Speaking Academy, and got to know you more. And an amazing testimony, man. You're absolutely right. God is good, man. God has been good. And I'm blessed to know you and to get to know you more and more as we continue in this relationship and build things. And tell the audience, tell us how you have used leveraged opportunity. Because I hear, you mentioned public speaking, you mentioned, author, and you mentioned solopreneur, now insurance. And so tell the audience how you've used leverage opportunity to get where you are today.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna preface everything with I apologize if any of your listeners are non-believers. I apologize in advance, but I mean it's in my story, and it's all him. It's all him, and it's just been amazing. I mean, you touched on it a little bit, and your listeners may not know my past, and but it's something that I've shared on my social media. I share with everyone that I speak to. I mean, I'm not proud of my past, but it is who I was, and it's made me who I am now. And just you know just like God can use Moses and all of these people in the Old Testament, and that felt they were not called and not qualified. I mean, He's still doing miracles like that. And uh, here and now, I mean, it's just been one one level of after another, one blessing after another. And I mean, it's just been amazing. Like I touched on the fact that I mean, I'm new to the entrepreneur world. I tell everybody I'm very transparent, and I admit I consider myself a baby in the entrepreneur space. I mean, I was a 9 to 5 company guy all the way up until 2021, and it wasn't my decision. It was him tugging at my heart, um, kind of telling me like, "There's more for you. There's more." And I was the hard headed one. I was the one that was not listening until finally in January of 2021, I let go and I let God take over and I quit my job and jumped into the entrepreneur space and I haven't looked back since. And uh, you know, just to answer your question about leveraging, um, one thing would lead to another. I mean, I started with solar, like I said before. I learned the solar industry. I learned everything about it. The on the installation side, the financial side. But then after that, people started asking me for roofs, for landscaping, for this, for that, and my desire and my love to help people. I'm I I mean I have the contacts. I have the network, and
Yeah,
why say no? I mean, because truth be told, I mean, there's bad apples everywhere. Of course, but we all know that we're all adults, and
sure.
I mean, why not try to help people? Because I know the good contractors. I have personally vetted, several contractors, so I know who I use on my projects. So why not help others by helping them? And so that's just one example as of how I've been able to leverage, one blessing into into another one. It's just after that. I mean, another example would be the after a couple of years being in the solar space, I got invited to be a co-author in the book, and and it was the the gentleman that invited me. He's the one that kind of swayed me, and well, not swayed, but he kind of like made me realize. He's like, man, you're the guy, like you're the solar guy, like everybody knows. And so I mean, in that particular book, that's how I titled my chapter, like the guy.
Yeah,
Because I mean that's how everybody recognizes me, which is great, because I mean they know that they can trust me, which is that's a beautiful feeling, a very humbling but beautiful feeling.
yeah, yeah. That's cool, man. And quite honestly, for the viewers here, so Joe did. He was a co-author in the book, and when we met, I wanted to support him, so I picked up a copy of that book, and I read your chapter, man, and just very cool. To embark on those projects and those things that are next level, right, and just help us grow more. Because I know you said you're new to the entrepreneur world, and like you said that God has been pulling you there, pulling at your heartstrings, right,
Right,
to go there. And that's what happens with a lot of us. Quite honestly, that's how I wound up right here in this chair, man. That's how I wound up with Leverage Nation, the whole concept.
right.
It just pours directly back to that. And you mentioned the book, and obviously down here at the bottom of the screen, it's scrolling there. The new book coming soon, Get Leverage. And so for our viewers, we'll be putting that book together here. We're working on it now. We've got quite a few co-authors, and I'm blessed to say that Joe Loya will be one of the co-authors in there as well. And it's a real cool project. It's a great project. I'm excited. Thank you to Daniel Gomez and DG Publishing, tonight's show sponsor, to help us put that project together. And it's coming out very soon. And if you have not seen the cover is amazing.
Yeah,
Um, I worked, I had that vision, I had that picture in my head. And when I told Daniel this is what I saw, I mean, he just put it exactly the way I saw it without even having to draw it. Like I didn't have to draw it.
that's
Um,
awesome.
so it's so it's really cool. So
That's awesome.
um, super blessed, super honored, man, to have you a part of that project. I'm so excited. And you're right. You said the guy, right? And I've talked to so many people recently from where you live, which is El Paso, down south, guys. That area over there, El Paso area. and I've talked to a lot of people down there, and they all seem to know Joe Loya. And when I told Daniel Gomez, I said, you know what, I'm gonna invite Joe onto the show. He said, do it, man. Everybody knows Joe, but the cool thing, Joe, is that more than just everybody knows Joe, I think everybody loves Joe, man. You have an amazing story, and your story, I'm sure, will come out more on different platforms and different things. And it's just amazing, and I'm impressed with you, man. I really am, and I'm excited to be a part of this journey with you, and excited to see the things that come out of it. I heard you speak on stage, at Sticker Shock Speaking Academy. Um,
Yes.
so so now as a public speaker, that's great stuff, man.
Right. I mean, that's just again. I mean, that's just God's favor. I mean, uh, again, I'm not proud of it, but I will share with your audience. I mean, I do have a checkered past, and so when I when I uh, I found when God spoke to me was it was behind bars, was in prison, and
Yeah.
so ever since then, I that's when I became a new creation, and since then, He's told me Himself that I mean that He wants me to share my story,
Yeah.
because I mean like I mean like He's spoken to me that I'm reaching people that typically won't go to those four walls that we call the church.
Yep.
So thankfully, again, I say this in the most humble way, but I mean, yes, it never fails. I mean, at least once during the week, I get a message from someone, asking for prayer or thanking me for my post or whatever the case may be. And that's the fuel that reminds me that, why God is doing what He's doing through me, for me, and with me. And it's just again, I give it all to Him, and as long as I stay focused on Him, I mean, He's gonna take care of me, just like He's been doing these last 7 years that I got out. I mean, it's just again, like I said before, it's been one glory after another. It's just been amazing. It's been amazing. You mentioned the recent sticker shock. I mean, that was an awesome event. Something that I would have never imagined myself doing. I mean, some of the things that I do. I mean, it's truly mind blowing to me. I gotta pinch myself to be honest. It's I was telling someone recently that I was at one of my veteran functions the other day, and there was a lot of dignitaries, a lot of the state reps, city representatives, law enforcement, constables, sheriffs, you name it, and I'm over there, shaking hands, rubbing elbows, and hey, what's up, Joe, and da da da, and I'm like, man, like the person now and versus the person 10, 15, 20 years ago. It's really amazing.
Isn't that so cool? I mean, isn't it, so cool to have that feeling, right? Um, Being able to, just smile, right? And
Right.
and some people don't even realize, I think the reason that I feel such a great connection with you, Joe, is because not too many people know, but I spent 22 years as a juvenile probation officer, and before that, I worked for 1 year with adults in an adult parole violator facility. And so, as before that, I was in my early 20s, right?
Right.
And I worked with some guys that had been, two or three times parole violated, returning back to the state penitentiary. Um, and I'll never forget the one guy that told me, he said, I can't function out in society. I'm better off incarcerated." So when he would come out, he would struggle, and he was institutionalized, and that's a word that I learned early on, was institutionalized.
Right.
And I don't want to turn this into that show, right? But ultimately, I think what has gravitated this, friendship and for me, is the fact that I see so much rehabilitation in you, and I know that it's through God, right? And I know that
Right.
that's how that's happened, and it's working in you every day. but there's hope for so many guys that feel like there's not, because the system itself is not set up for rehabilitation.
Right.
I've been there. I've worked in the facilities. I worked in juvenile and adult facilities, and I know that. And like I said, I won't go to that show. Right, we're not going to make it that show, but I do want to make it as an opportunity to show our viewers and our guests that Joe Loya is an amazing testament and an amazing story of how he's leveraged all of his past and everything that's happened, and now his relationship and his beliefs and his faith, to get to where he is today. And an amazing, all around amazing guy, man. You
Yeah,
know,
I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't. I hope this doesn't come across as in the wrong way. But I mean, just kind of using the whole leverage nation uh, idea. It's like, I mean, um, I'm leveraging God because I mean,
that's right.
you know, I mean, he's our, he wants to prosper us. He wants that abundant life for us. He wants the best for us. And so I'm just all I'm doing is just I'm saying yes. That's it. That's
That's it, brother.
That's
That's
it.
it.
It's I mean, because truth be told, many of us we get on our own way. We think we're too smart for our own good.
That's
if
right.
if we just let go and let God, it'll be an amazing ride, and I am a testament to that, and my life is a testament to that because it's been amazing these last 7 years. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very cool, man. And I mean, I'm excited to be a part of that, Joe. Like I said, you know, um, such cool things I know you have in the works. So you're getting ready to be a two-time author, right? This will be
Yes.
your second book, that
Yeah.
you'll co-author, and I'm excited to see how that flourishes. Somebody asked me not too long ago, like, you know, um, the marketing of this book and things like that, and I'm a brand coach, right?
Right.
Like, I'm a brand coach. Like, I've been branding businesses and things for many, many years. And I'm excited to have this project with the right people, with the right people. That's one of the things that I've been very specific about when I have the conversations, like with yourself and everybody else. Like, it's not just a matter of putting a book together with
Right.
12 people or 12 co-authors, right? And the number 12 is significant for many, many reasons, right?
Right.
But I think it really speaks to me to have the right people. And I'm glad that you recognized leveraged and how it all ties back, because that's exactly how Leverage Nation came to me.
Nice. Nice.
Exactly from that.
That's awesome.
It was just dropped right there. Here you go. Here's the answer. and it's just been so cool, and we've only had a few episodes, a few shows, and every one of them just gets better and better for our viewers. And I guess I'll say this, Joe. um, if there was one thing that you needed to tell the viewers, if there's one thing that you wanted to tell an entrepreneur, somebody who's watching this show, who says, like, I don't know how to get into business, right? I
Right.
mean, you mentioned you served some time in prison, right? You were
Right.
incarcerated, you came out, and
Right.
now you have business. You have a business of your own, and
Right.
and you actually have leveraged one business for another,
Yeah.
to another, and now you're very successful. You're a public speaker. You're getting ready to be a two-time published author. So you have some successes. So what would you say to the guy that's watching this? Is like, I don't know how to do anything. Like, I don't know how to start a business. I don't know how to get into this. What would you say to them?
I would say to, well, again, I mean, from the whole theme of today's talk, I mean, first and foremost is him, of course. But
Yeah.
outside of that, I mean, it's just being open, being vulnerable, being receptive. You know, yeah, I'll be the first to say. I mean, even though I got grays on my chin here, I mean, I'm like I said before, I'm a baby, so
Hey,
I
hey, hey.
right? But I have no qualms about reaching out to a 25-year-old that's killing it in the game, or whatever. I mean, 28-year-old that's a marketing guru or whatever the case may
Yeah.
be. It doesn't matter. I mean, we, especially men, I'm not going to say not just men, but I mean, especially men, we're too prideful, and you know, drop that, and just learn, be a sponge, be open. I mean, and just be willing to help, because the
Yeah.
more, I mean, it's again, I don't, I'm not trying to make this all about the Bible and God, but I mean, it's just the truth. I mean, the more that
Sure.
the more that you sow, I mean, the more you're gonna reap, and it's just, I tell people many a times, like, even if I don't monetize off of something, if I can help you, I want to let me help you. Let me help you.
Yeah.
Even if I don't, even if it's not me that's monetizing off of it or anything like that,
Yeah.
I just want to help you. And before you know it, I'm getting blessed some other facet, way, or stream, whatever the case may be. And so it's just being that open vessel, that receptive vessel.
Yeah, and that's so true. And that's the root of leverage nation. That's the root of the whole concept of leverage, right? Is opportunity, right? You
Right.
know, people have to understand, and that's what I want the entrepreneurs or the aspiring entrepreneurs or the people that want to get involved in business, or who are involved in business and are struggling, right? Is to understand that there's opportunity all around us.
Exactly.
And I believe that in business and in life, you're either leveraging or getting leveraged. I
Right.
believe that, and both of them are okay as long as it's all in fairness, right?
Right.
You
Exactly.
know, you have to understand because there is a big difference between being taken advantage of, or taking advantage of somebody, or leveraging opportunities.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I think that that's really the key, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, helping another person, another entrepreneur, another business, um, even if it's your competitor,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's funny. Like the other day, I manage. I'm not gonna say manage, but I'm one of the co-leaders of a men's Bible study here locally, and one of our guys is another solar guy. And someone, messaged me on Messenger on Facebook, and he's like, "Hey, what's up with that? Well, you guys are together, and are you guys?" And I was like, "What do you mean? It doesn't matter."
Yeah. Yeah.
But the whole mentality, the whole concept of like, he's not an enemy to me. We're it's there's plenty of business for all of us. So I don't care in what industry you are. If you're a realtor, a solar guy, whatever. I don't care what it is. There's plenty of business out there for you. Just don't don't don't
That
take don't take that mentality.
Well, that's so true. It's like our good friend Daniel Gomez says, right? They make money all day long. Like there's new money being made, right?
Yeah,
The federal government is making more. They'll
yeah,
just make more of it. Like it's
right,
okay. Collaboration over competition, right? We hear
exactly,
that all the time,
exactly.
and especially in the solar industry. You mentioned the solar industry. I'm very familiar with it, and I know that it's still wide open.
Yeah,
There's still more than 95% probably uh, availability, right? It's less than 5% penetration rate. So that means
exactly.
of all the homes out there, you've got plenty of opportunity. So if there's any homeowners on this show right now listening, tuning in, get with my buddy Joe, and he will definitely help you guys out,
Yes.
and help you save money. you know well, Joe, it's been amazing talking with you tonight. And believe it or not, the time flies when you're having fun, like they say.
Right,
You
right.
know, is there anything that you would like to tell our guests or the folks on our show? Is there anything you'd like to share with them? More so, as I said, I know you've got a couple projects you're working on. You got a couple things. You got anything up your sleeve that you want to share with them? Or if you just want to share where they can reach you, where they can find you, and where they can see you at the next event or opportunity, where how can they reach you?
Yes, thank you, Jacob. Well, I mean, I would just invite you to follow me on social media. I mean, that's pretty much the easiest, best way you can find me. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I do have Twitter and Snapchat and all that. I'm not too active on all of those. Primarily Facebook and Instagram. It's under Joe Loya, Joe Rudy Loya on Instagram, and on LinkedIn it's Joe Loya. I'm also there as well. And as far as anything upcoming, um, well, I'll let the cat out of the bag for your viewers, just because it's you, Jacob. But you mentioned a two-time author that might be increasing.
Oh yeah, let's go. That's right. I would love to, I would well we're gonna have to have you come back then, I think is what I hear you saying, Joe, for an update.
Yes, I'd love to.
Yeah.
I'd love to. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely have to have you come back. You know, one of the things you and I are working on this project here, get leveraged, and it's I'm really excited about it. For me, it'll be my first book. You know, I never thought I would be a part of a book. I don't know about you when you co-authored your first book. You know,
Right. Yeah,
uh,
I was blown away. I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's again, from my checkered past to being asked, invited to be a contributor or something like that. It's just amazing. And then
yeah.
you you blessed me by inviting me to be a part of yours, and it's just I'm grateful. I'm thankful for befriending you, and I'll forever be indebted to Daniel for introducing us. And it's been an honor. It's been a pleasure getting to know you. These last few months, several months, it's been an honor.
Yes, yes, it sure has. So, guys, let me leave you with this. Um, I know he didn't say it, but he'll be here in the end of May. The Makings of a Millionaire Mind Boot Camp. It's a 2-day event, and that's actually where we met in November of last year. Daniel Gomez Enterprises, the Makings of a Millionaire Mind Boot Camp, based upon the book, as Daniel Gomez wrote. Um, Hundreds and thousands of copies of that book sold and have changed lives. And for myself speaking, Joe, you know, I attended that event 3 times. And after the third time, Daniel asked me to join the company. And I told him, I said, Daniel, I'm working on a project of my own. I'm working on Leverage Nation, and he said, no worries. Like my vision is so big, your vision fits within it. So, guys, tonight I want to give special thanks to our show sponsor, Daniel Gomez Enterprises, and I want to invite you out to the Makings of a Millionaire Mind Bootcamp coming up May 24th and 25th.
Yes,
DM me, text me, call me, whatever you got to do. Send me a smoke signal, reach out to Joe Loya, and we would love to help you guys out because we know
yes,
the power of that change and the mindset and the shift there, and
amazing.
how that has changed so many lives. And Joe, it's been amazing again sitting down and talking with you and giving another portion of your life and sharing with our viewers here on the show. And I look forward to round two because I know you are working on something special. And it's big. I know it's going to be big and it's going to be amazing. So we'll definitely have to do a round two, guys. Um, Joe, any last parting words?
Just thank you, and to all the listeners, all of your viewers, I thank you as well, and just continue to support Jacob. I mean, again, all props to you, sir. I mean, you're a good man. I've come to know you as a man, as a person, not just on social media, and you're a good man. And I'm
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that so much, man. I'm blessed to call you my brother in Christ.
amen,
You know, God is good, and it's amazing. Every day just gets better and better when you're in company of good people. You know,
amen, amen.
that's it. So, guys, if I can ever help you, if Joe can ever help you, you know how to reach out to us. We're here for you. And as you heard Joe say, you know, there's plenty of money for everybody.
Right.
So until next time, guys, this is Leverage Nation. We'll see you soon, Joe.